Well, it's an image San Francisco is trying hard to fight scenes of open drug use in the Tenderloin, and this is just what you see during the daytime. The city says what's happening at night is making those things worse, and the mayor is now proposing a new curfew for retail stores to crack down on late-night drug markets outside their doors. The plan would impact corner stores, liquor stores, smoke shops between O'Farrell, McAllister, Polk, and Jones. They would have to close between midnight and 5 a.m. and could face fines up to $1,000 for every hour they don't comply. The mayor says the idea came out of feedback from people in the community who don't feel safe, but some small business owners told our Amanda Harry they are being unfairly punished.
This is Leavenworth and Hyde and all that. Once you're in these streets, this is where you see the thick of everything.
Jamari Hilliard is referring to the nighttime markets near Civic Center Plaza, where hundreds of people sell stolen goods, deal and use illicit drugs, and stay up all night.
At night, it's wild, wild west. It's crazy. Everybody's everywhere doing something, selling something, buying something. It's intense. So we're not really helping them.
Hilliard works as a social worker a few blocks away. He says he shops at Plaza Snacks and Deli almost every day. At night, there's usually a big crowd. That's because it's one of the few stores that stays open after midnight.
Oh yeah, I've seen that market. It's usually open, but you can't even tell it's open because it's so full with people.
Nestor Vasquez is a private security guard for a nearby federal building. He says the later it gets, the more busy and dangerous things become.
Hundreds and hundreds of people that you can't even walk. The plaza is filled. SFPD and the park rangers try to do what we can.
Vasquez says many of the same people selling and dealing drugs will also go inside Plaza Snacks and Deli. The business just opened 6 months ago and has become very popular because of its 24-hour availability. The mayor's office says these late-night stores may be unintentionally contributing to the drug markets.
It's craziness, but it's what it is. It is what it is.
But the store owner, who didn't want his face on camera, says it's not their fault.
Well, they're just trying to play in businesses for being open all night. But I don't think that's the issue. So homelessness has been going on for San Francisco for like more than 10, 15 years.
He says most people at that time are just coming in for cereal and milk, and they need to stay open.
Rent in San Francisco is so high, so owners cannot, afford to pay rent and employees if they shut down early, so they won't be able to make it.
A few doors down, Jamal Ali owns a similar store. He says they now always close by 10 p.m., sometimes earlier if they feel unsafe. He says he would support the mayor's legislation.
If it makes a difference with keeping the city safer, I'm with it.
Even Tamara Ring, who is unhoused and sells shoes on the street, worries about her safety.
It's a pretty rough crowd, yeah. It's a pretty rough crowd. I do feel unsafe.
Support, hell yeah. Shout out Urban Alchemy.
But Hilliard says he doesn't think any law will make a difference.
You can do any legislation you want. These people are going to do whatever they want to do. You can't stop that. People with addiction, you got to break that. It's a sickness that they're involved in that you can't break that just by making a rule, the legislation, because they're just going to go down there. They're going to go to another store. So you're not really fixing the problem. You're only masking it.
And if the Board of Supervisors passes the curfews, it would start as a one-year pilot program. As part of the city's wider strategy to tackle the drug epidemic, last May, the city opened a command center to coordinate the public health and law enforcement response. The governor also sent the CHP and National Guard to help with the crackdown. Just last week, San Francisco police arrested 13 people and confiscated drugs in a one-day enforcement operation near Civic Center. Police say they have made more than 3,000 drug-related arrests in the area since May. Live look at San Francisco City Hall. Mayor London Breed wants to try a new way to cut down on crime in the Tenderloin, a curfew for certain businesses. But not all business owners are happy with the proposal. Our Lauren Tom spoke to a man who thinks this idea is just the wrong approach.
I want my neighborhood back.
At what cost?
There is no cost. I used to have a cost, but not now. I want my neighborhood back. It's not fair.
Del Seymour has called San Francisco his home for nearly 4 decades, even being dubbed the unofficial mayor of the Tenderloin. But after dark, the neighborhood he knows and loves turns into an unrecognizable nightmare.
When I was living here and even when I was on the streets, By 9, 10 o'clock at night, we all went to bed in the tent, on the mattress, wherever. Now the Tenderloin don't even start till 10 o'clock at night.
That's when many of the community services like Urban Alchemy leave the area as part of their contract with the city. But the city is trying a new tactic to crack down on open-air drug markets. Mayor London Breed announced a plan to ban stores in the area from selling pre-packaged food or tobacco products between midnight and 5 a.m.
When we looked at the data around some of our kind of corner store operations, we discovered that that was where we had the most problems, especially at night.
Breed pushed the plan at an event for small businesses in the Tenderloin that have struggled getting customers in the door because of the scenes outside.
We got to clean up our streets first. No one will come.
But the idea of restricting sales at corner markets isn't welcomed by everyone. We talked to one shop owner who pins the problem on the city's housing struggles.
They're just trying to blame businesses for, for being open all night. But I don't think that's the issue. So homelessness has been going on for San Francisco for like more than 10, 15 years.
But it's a strategy the city has tried before in this area. Seymour remembers when the city restricted alcohol sales to curb related crime. And even 25 years later, he's confident it could help. But alone, it's not enough.
Maybe 20, 30%. That's what I'm predicting, because I was here when it happened before. We were never this messed up.
Even so, his efforts to return the Tenderloin to a place he loves are unconditional.
It's now up to the Board of Supervisors to decide whether or not to approve the one-year pilot program.
It's just not going to change if they don't do anything bigger. Yeah. I mean, that work city tied down SFPD's hands, things that they cannot do due to certain policies. But I live in the valley, right? And out there, you don't see
I'm in the Tenderloin, living in the Tenderloin, working in the Tenderloin. I don't recognize this place after midnight. I don't recognize my own neighborhood after midnight. And that's crazy.